Hey guys, Foxy here. This will be part 9 of What If Izuku Was a Vigilante. My voice is a bit off today. I do have a cold. I think I had a cold for around a few weeks now. I don't have a cold. I have the symptoms of a cold. For me, it was the runny nose, and right now it's that type of feeling where your throat feels constricted or dry. I don't know how to describe it, but my throat does not feel that well. But I want to say thank you guys for commenting and actually having me make these videos. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have probably forgotten that I had a channel or would have lost the motivation of actually making these videos. Because for me, I get really nervous. I get not shy, but you know what I mean. When you put something out there, you want people to respond to it. When no one responds to it, you don't think it's good. And that's in my own opinion and in my own head. But right now, you guys probably do not want to hear me talking about all this. You want me to get on with the story. So with that, let's get this party on the road. Izuku's POV. It has been 6 months since I saved Eraserhead and lost my blanket. I know I sound like a brat. I know. I am 12 and I need to grow up. But god damn it, that blanket was absolutely fantastically soft. Even though it was mostly dirt, mud, grass, and a few questionable rust stains, but it was a perfectly good blanket. And bonus, the blanket was huge and so very soft. And I have to say it again, I love the misprint. But, like I said, it has been 6 months and I am still fuming about it. All I want to do is just run right back over to my cave and strangle Eraserhead. But luckily he isn't there. And no, I did not go back over to that cave 3 times just to make sure. No. But right now I'm in a new beach or forest area. I can't really tell. They're kind of combined in a way. There's a beach out in front of me, but near the coast there's a row of trees. And the beach doesn't go to the ocean. It's more or less like a lake. Just one big lake. And it smells absolutely atrocious. But that's why I'm here. I'm hungry. Now saying that I am hungry. After my encounter with Eraserhead, I did see where I was going wrong. I was no longer hunting or getting human flesh for the need of it. Now I was just hunting for the sport. Taking chunks out of them, even though I was full. So I haven't really I've been out there doing my vigilante work, but I haven't been taking such big bites. Which led me to get hungry quite quickly. Before, I used to stuff myself full, and I would last around a few days without having to go out and do my vigilante work. But now, I have to go out every day to eat. It's not like I don't want to help people. I love helping people. After all, it is my dream to be a hero. But I really didn't have the need, the hunger drive to actually go out every single day and eat. Which leads me to this problem. It's kind of hard to not really go into the mindset of going out and eating. I indulged in it for so many years now, it's part of me. And I don't know how to feel about it. So that's why now I am trying to keep my mind off food. I found an old rake and a few shovels. Currently, right now, I'm just raking up the sand. picking up a bunch of plastic, metal, needles, a bunch of other things that surround the beach. And when I come across poo, I will use the shovel and shovel the poo back into the forest. And continue on with my raking and shoveling. It took hours, but the beach was cleaned up, or at least how far I can see the beach. I know there's maybe another half of a beach to do, but I'm just going to finish this one up first. There's still daylight out, but I could tell it's around nighttime. It's going to be nighttime soon. So I went out into the forest trying to find a tree. You know, one of those big old trees you'll find around sometimes? Yeah, it took a while because you can really tell that these trees around me are a bit new. Not in years wise, but compared to the tree I'm talking about, they are new and pretty young. That's when I stumbled upon the old tree. The tree was humongous, around 15 human men wide, and probably it was really tall. It was tall and old. I didn't know what type of tree it was, but I could tell that the root system was excellent and perfect for making my little hidey hole. So, getting down to it, I shaped my my nails into claws and started to dig. In no time, there was a little burrow for me, covered in grass and a few pieces of moss. The moss would be used for my head, since the moss is so soft and comfortable. Then, when the sun went away and the moon was high in the sky, I arose like a beast in the night and ran for the city. After putting on my gear, which consists of a hoodie, and underneath the hoodie was a bulletproof vest. I got that from robbing a police officer. To my offense, he was drunk, off the job, and face first in the ground. So I had all right, with my 5-finger discount, to take the vest. And probably the whiskey bottle as well. But yeah, I have that bulletproof vest underneath me. It does kind of constrict my movements, but there are a surprising amount of times that I have taken a bullet to the chest with this, and it has saved my life multiple times, especially since I love to jump and run into problems. I remember this one time I jumped off a building and landed belly first on top of a villain. It was quite funny, especially how he squawked like a little girl. It was absolutely hilarious. Then I took a big chunk out of his shoulder. Normal day for me. But yeah, bulletproof vest has saved my life. With kneecaps, you know, those type of kneecaps that go over your knees to protect them. And they're mostly used for skaters or people who use wheels and, you know, they bump into someone and they fall. Yeah, those types of kneecaps. I have shoulder pads as well. And that's practically it for the armor part. I do have a knuckle brace, which I absolutely love. God, you don't know when you need a knuckle brace when you need it. Especially when someone decides to use their filthy little mouth. You just have to give them one good jab on the corner of their mouth and, well, they lose a few teeth and probably a cracked jaw. Absolutely fantastic with me. But yeah, I also have a few daggers, rusty knife. I don't really use the rusty knife. I only use it when it comes to situations that I have to giddy out, giddy go. But yeah, pretty much my outfit is basically scrap metal and all. But it works perfectly for me. But I do wish that I actually had some type of hero suit. Because, God, when these fall apart, they fall apart. I have gone through so many hoodies and knives, it is so ridiculous. And shoes! Shoes! God, I don't know why, but these shoes, when I'm running, they just run out. There are a few bins in the city where I pick up some good shoes, but they still just disappear. They just, I don't know how to explain it, but I overuse them. Stupid shoes. But right now, my shoes are good and new, ready for the hunt tonight. I really should stop calling it a hunt. It's vigilante work. It's not like I'm going out there eating people. Oh, wait. Never mind, I am doing that. But who cares? I'm just taking a few bites. It's not like I'm ripping someone's throat out. If I did that, I would be labeled a villain. Throughout the night, I stopped multiple crimes. From petty robbers to, well, don't come after me for this, but I did stop a slave trade. The slaves had animal mutations. The most notable ones were the ones with cat ears or puppy ears. Others had like wings and I don't know, just animal mutations. And most of them were girls. Some were boys. But the most agitating about this was that most of them were below 18. And if you can't tell, I barely could speak properly. So I kind of got myself in a situation where I just did my usual duty of run the fuck in there. And somehow I ended up with 3 stab wounds, multiple bullet wounds through my legs and shoulders. Somehow my shoulders still stayed on. But to be completely honest, the villains came out worse. Some of them have missing hands, fingers, noses. And the worst was a missing ankle. What? I was hungry and I needed some energy. Shut up. But after I was done, I was perfectly fine. Other than the blood loss, the bullet wounds that were sticking out of me, along with a questionable amount of blood. But I'm perfectly fine. I notified the police and I told the children to stay there. There was around 50 of them. I asked the oldest ones if they know where other locations of this, well, I can't put it in better terms, slave trades are. None of them really knew except one. He seemed to be the oldest. He had this type of mixed mutation from wolf ears to this type of raven. I have no clue. It was a bird mutation. So he had wings, ears, and a tail. He said he only knew where 2 of them were. One was on the other side of Japan, and the second one was very close to here, just a few miles down near the ocean. I nodded and diddy dog out of there. I did come right back to ask when the trades will happen. He said that the closest one will be happening in a few hours. So, classical me went right back out. It wasn't really that long, actually. Once I got there, the trade was already happening. And a few more fingers and samples of blood and muscle and tissue were gone. And another group of children lived. The first one and the furthest one away from us, the next trade would happen in a few days. But I was already losing way too much blood. I was basically becoming a human vampire by now. So, regretfully, I had to leave, look up my wounds, and wait. After waiting a few days, I did as told. I went right to where the last, or maybe the last, slave trade was. I waited from 12 a.m. on the day to 12 p.m. Like clockwork, people came in, dressed in luxury clothes that seemed to sway in the wind, flaunting off their wealth. This type of trade was different from the other two. The other two were not the best. They were basically placed in warehouses waiting for unsuspicious people to come in, take whoever they want, and leave. But this one was different. This one was built on money. You know, the type of big bucks? You know, the bucks that rich people wipe their butts with? Yeah, those type of big bucks. There were seats, and it looked like a theater. But not really a theater. More like an auction. Well, it is an auction, I guess. I waited until everyone was in here and the doors were locked. I really did not know what I was getting myself into, so I waited. They did their auctions, and all of the children, there were around 200 now, the biggest trade I have ever seen. All 200 of them came up on the stage, bound by metal chains that were screwed into the floor. They all varied from age, but they were all under the age of 18. The youngest ones were around 2 or 4. They all were dressed in hideous garments, from rags to little maid outfits. It disgusted me and made me so angry. So I was above them, waiting. When everyone was not paying attention, and everyone was standing and all the kids were accounted for, I took off my mask and sung for the world to hear. Foxy here. The song that will be used in this will be "Come Little Children." I can't sing for... if I had to sing, I would not be able to save my life or my family. No, I cannot sing, so I'm not even going to attempt to. And currently, I don't have my Chromebook or any other source of electronics to actually play the song. So if you guys want to listen to it, you'll have to look it up. Remember, it's called Come, what was it? Come Little Children. And, yeah. After a few minutes, the children were lulled to sleep, while everyone else, the grown-ups, I guess, were in this type of trance. Now, over the years, I found out that I was able to make this type of sonic screech that would blow out everyone's eardrums. If I concentrated enough, it could affect the brain. Right now, I was going for mentally dumb people, where they're not really affected, only dim-witted. After all, it is their fault for doing this hideous act. So taking in a deep breath, I let it out. It was loud but silent. It was this type of sound that you will not really notice it until you listen to it, where you actually want to hear it. When you did, it hurt. It would make your ears blow out with gobbles of blood, which did happen to everyone here. They fell to the ground or slumped over into everyone else's seats and had this dumb look in their eyes. It made me smile with glee as I pulled out one of their phones. I called the police and waited. Now, don't call me soft-hearted or a little teddy bear, but I collected seashells, and I gave them to each child. I did give seashells to the other children from the trade, but these felt more important somehow. I don't know how to describe it, but they were just needed here for some reason. When I heard the sounds of sirens, I quickly ran away, disappearing in the shadows and waiting for my next hunt. But I was so sad that I couldn't take a bite out of one of them. I was so hungry now. For a moment, I felt primal hunger. The type of hunger that demanded you to come and eat your fill, and a bit more. And guys, this will be the ending of part 9 of What If Izuku Was a Vigilante. I hope you love this episode, and please comment down below. And guys, please remember to get on me and tell me to actually make these videos, because I have a bad type, well, how do I describe this? A bad habit of not doing something that I'm supposed to if no one is harping on me. So guys, please blow out the comment section and tell me to actually make the next episode or make a different episode from a different series. So with that, toodaloo guys, and I will be uploading part 2 of What If Izuku Was a Zombie. I meant to get that out sooner. I was just, well, delayed by work, and I forgot to do it. My apologies. But yeah, 2 videos for you guys. Hope you love it.